Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Juan Solo here with ASQD Gaming. In today's video, we're actually going to be talking about Titanfall 2. As of right now, after the making of this video, the Titanfall 2 tech test, the multiplayer tech test, which is basically a beta. That's their fancy way of saying beta. I am not sure why they called it a tech test rather than a beta. I don't know if they just wanted to be different than everybody else. But yeah, the tech test is going on right now, and it has 3 different game modes played on 2 different maps. And not gonna lie, I played a little bit of it last night, and I played some of it this morning, and it's a lot of fun. I played the original Titanfall beta, and loved the beta, and then once I got the full game, it got really stale really quick. So I was kind of a little weary about pre-ordering this game until I could at least get my hands on it in some way, shape, or form, and I was able to do that with this tech test. So basically what I'm going to be doing in this video is kind of breaking down my opinion on what I've seen so far in the tech test, and what's to come, and all my overall opinion on this game, and whether or not I think I'm going to buy this game or not. So, the first thing I'm going to talk about is the problems that Titanfall 1 had that they're going to try to mitigate in Titanfall 2. So Titanfall 1, I played the crap out of the beta, loved it, got into the full game once the full game came out, and there was like, I believe there was like 2 or 3 assault rifles, like 2 submachine guns. There literally was such a lack of content at launch that the game got really stale really quick. Honestly, I would say that there's probably more weapons in Titanfall 2 tech test than there was in Titanfall 1 full game at the start. I'm not sure. I didn't really play it a whole lot past launch just because there wasn't a whole lot of content. So I don't know how many weapons they actually added into the game, even if they added any at all. But that's a stretch by me saying that. There is only, I believe, like 7 or 8 guns in this tech test. But they're a lot of fun to use. Ranking them up, getting the attachments for them, getting the different little perks that come with the weapons, and you know, it's a lot of fun. You know, especially with the 3 game modes that are in here. You have pilot versus pilot, you have bounty hunt, and then you have amped hardpoint. So pilot versus pilot is basically the exact same thing as bare bones from Titanfall 1, more or less. It basically removes all the Titans and the AI characters that are running around the map, and it's kind of a more streamlined player versus player experience. This is kind of more along the lines for people that are new to the series that don't want to jump into the Titan maps with the Titans and everything on them just quite yet. It kind of gives you an opportunity to learn the maps, learn the movement a little bit, and kind of get the hang of the game before jumping into the chaos that is filled with the maps with the Titans. Which, not gonna lie, Titans on the map are a lot of fun, and by playing pilot versus pilot, it kind of, I don't know, it kind of defeats the purpose of Titanfall if you don't have Titans in the map on this game. But the next mode, Bounty Hunt, is probably one of the most fun game modes I've played. With the fact that it, you start, and then you basically, when you kill people and you do objectives and stuff like that, you get bounties. Like, these people will get bounties on like Titans and stuff like that, and then you keep getting money on your character. It's kind of similar to the way, how do I put it? How, Fracture in Black Ops 3. So you kill somebody, you pick up their tag, the tag stays with you, you go to the bank and deposit it. It's kind of a similar thing to that, except you get money, and then you get a deposit bonus, and if you die with your money, you don't lose it all. You lose half of it, and basically you have to try to get it to the bank, and that gives you more points. And then, for instance, if you get so far, and then there'll be a bounty Titan that drops onto the map, and you'll have to kill him, and if you kill him, you get a big reward. Honestly, this game mode was a lot of fun. It's pretty chaotic, it's pretty hectic. Especially, I can't remember what the name of the map is, but it's the map that's in the town. That map has really a lot of close quarters action, and honestly, it's a lot of fun. The last one is amped hardpoint, which is basically pretty much the same thing as hardpoint in Titanfall 1, with kind of an extra little twist. After you capture a hardpoint, an amped hardpoint, essentially you can capture it again, but it's like a second layer of capture, and it only lasts while allies are like in the point, and then it begins to dwindle, you know, after a little bit. And it's the kind of way to explain it would be basically putting a shield on the hard point, so they would technically have to have a lot more oomph to capture it back from you. This game mode, I didn't play a whole lot. Honestly, it was around the objective, and with the Titans and everything, it was really hard to get in there and lock something down, especially playing as a pilot without a Titan. Well, obviously, once you got a Titan, you could wreak havoc, but overall, it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad game mode. I actually played most of the, I played Bounty Hunt, and then I dabbled a little bit in pilot versus pilot, just to kind of get, you know, just kind of get a feel for the guns and how the guns felt and how the guns reacted and stuff like that. And the guns in this game are a lot of fun to use. I will say that the time to kill in Titanfall 2 is actually a lot faster than I thought it would be. This game, it feels like it definitely kills faster than Black Ops 3. I know I'm not trying to compare Black Ops 3 to Titanfall, but the time to kill is faster in Titanfall 2, especially when you can amp your weapons. So if you get a certain amount of kills, you get a certain amount of points, you get kind of like a perk that allows you to amp your weapons for basically your primary and your secondary weapon for a short period of time. And when you activate that, you push left on the D-pad and it amps your weapon. When you have a weapon that is amped, it is an absolute shredder. It will melt your opponents from even the longest ranges with like an assault rifle or a submachine gun. It will melt them. It's a lot of fun. You know, I've actually heard a couple of people over in chat, you know, raging because, you know, they get first shot, but man, you just melt them, which honestly that kind of adds a second layer of tacticalness, I guess you could say, to the game. You could save that for a time when you're right around a hard point or something, activate that amp, so anytime you get into a gunfight, your weapon is just melting people. So it kind of adds, like I said, another layer to the game, and it's a lot of fun when you have those kind of things, especially in the tech test. And the only thing I'm really saying is hopefully in the full game they have a lot of content. You know, give me 5 or 6 assault rifles, give me 4, 5, 6 submachine guns, give me 3 or 4 shotguns, give me 4 sniper rifles or something. Give me guns. I don't want to have to use 1 or 2 guns the whole game just because you don't have enough in the game. So that is my biggest worry about Titanfall 2. Obviously they haven't told you a lot about what's going to be in the full game. Hopefully there's a lot of weapons. Hopefully there's a lot of different things. You know, that was the biggest downfall of Titanfall 1, was just the lack of content. So overall, from what I've seen in this tech test and my playing time, the game is fun. It's a lot of fun. The movement isn't quite as crisp as Call of Duty, and honestly that's tough to compare because Call of Duty for me is the most fluid movement first-person shooter that I've ever played. Battlefield feels a little clunky. Titanfall 2 feels a little clunky. Call of Duty just has it down. The fluidity of the movement in Call of Duty is second to none. The controls in Titanfall 2 are good. They're just a little bit clunky, and it's the same goes for Battlefield for me. It's just it doesn't have the quite crispness with the controls. But overall, from a movement standpoint, it is a really fun movement, especially with the grappling hook, allowing you to kind of traverse up on top of things a lot faster. And wall running is a little trickier than in Call of Duty. Call of Duty made it super duper easy. You kind of have to know what you're doing in Titanfall to wall run and do it successfully and do it so that you can get the most out of it. There is a boost slide in this game. It doesn't quite have the oomph that Call of Duty Black Ops 3 has, but it is in the game and it can save you from time to time of getting out of sticky situations. But all in all, it's honestly, I would probably give it an 8 out of a 10. Let's say a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. It definitely has a lot more things than Titanfall 1. It did learn from its mistakes in Titanfall 1. Not to mention, it does have a full campaign, which honestly, I might buy it just for the campaign, just to kind of see how they do their Titanfall campaign. The guys that used to make the old Call of Duties back in the day, and they're kind of shot at making a Titanfall campaign, would probably be a lot of fun to play through, and just to kind of see, you know, see what their take is on a multiplayer campaign, just a campaign in general, because Titanfall 1 didn't have a campaign. They basically centered on multiplayer, got the game out probably sooner than they should, because they needed to get a game out to kind of get people around Respawn to kind of take notice of them. So that's pretty much all for this review, guys. Honestly, like I said, 7 out of 10. Will I buy it? If I buy it, it's not for the multiplayer experience. Don't get me wrong, multiplayer was fun. But with Infinite Warfare coming out, Battlefield 1 coming out, Call of Duty 4 Remastered coming out, Titanfall, for me, is going to take a back seat big time. It's going to be getting put on the back burner. Honestly, with just the amount of games that are coming out, especially Battlefield 1, I'm a big Call of Duty guy, but Battlefield 1 looks absolutely amazing. I can't wait until next weekend to play some of the beta. Or excuse me, that'll be in 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weekends from now, August 31st, we get to play the beta, and that should be a lot of fun. But that's pretty much all for this video, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to smash that like button. It only takes a second, and it really helps me out. I would truly appreciate it. Also, if you're new around here, make sure to subscribe for more awesome first-person shooter content. I'm pretty much going to be trying to cover all the first-person shooters. But that's pretty much all for this video. Like I said, guys, for now, I'm out of here. Peace out.